Hey y'all, I'm Val with Our Forever Farm, and I'm so glad you're here. I really am. So first of all, let me thank everyone that we reached 100,000 subscribers. I'm so excited. But you know, it's not really about that. It's about how many people we encourage. It's about how many people that we help get out of a rut. It's about how many people that enjoy watching cooking like I do, and maybe the ones that don't, that will learn the joy of cooking because it's so fun. Today we're doing something really simple. I got to get my apron on and get my hair up. We're going to do a grape salad. Now this could be a dessert for your Thanksgiving holiday or anytime, or it could be a salad for your Thanksgiving holiday. That's what we're going to do, is Thanksgiving goodies. So it's going to be just short, sweet videos of lots of Thanksgiving goodies. I'm going to even show you how to make dressing one day. Great thing to add to your Thanksgiving dinner. And that's what our next few videos are going to be about. They're going to be about Thanksgiving sides, Thanksgiving dressing, even a turkey. We're going to do a turkey. So it's going to be all about Thanksgiving the next few videos. You can also use these things at Christmas too. So right now I've got my grapes washed and I'm just pulling them off the vine and checking them to make sure they're okay. These are really big grapes. Look at that. So this is going to be fun. I love grape salad. I don't know if you do or not. It can be used as a dessert or a salad, whatever you want. So I'm making this for our, I'm making this for our Thanksgiving dinner, along with many other things. So let's get to cooking. I only had the green grapes, but it's beautiful when you mix the green with the black seedless grapes. It's really pretty. Makes for a pretty presentation. I have cut some of these big grapes, but you do not have to cut your grapes. So I've just cut them, and any bad spots I cut them off, but you do not have to do that. They were just so big. So here's what we're gonna do. We are gonna get this, and I'm gonna tell you exactly what we're gonna do. You can use a mixer if you'd like, but just wash, dry, and if you have to cut your grapes, cut them. But if you don't, you don't, and just set them aside. So instead of taking all the time to tell you exactly everything that we're gonna do, I'm just gonna do it and tell you as we go. How's that? Does that sound good? So that way you can do it along with me. I'm trying really hard to be slower and more precise in telling the recipe in case you don't know how to get to the description box, which is where the recipe will be, or that you'd rather just follow the video. I told on the last video, did you know that you can pause this video, you can rewind this video, you can fast forward the video, you can slow down the video. So you can cook right along with me, and I think that's a lot of fun. First thing we're gonna put in is cream cheese. Now I used the cream cheese spread just because I had it, but you can use softened cream cheese and it's just fine. And you're gonna do about a cup. I'm not real precise on my measurements, but you're gonna add just about a cup into your mixing bowl. Then you're gonna add the same amount of sour cream into your mixture. And again, you can do this in the mixer if you'd like, but I thought I'd do it by hand because it's so easy, and a lot of people may not have a mixer that they could use, and I just wanted to show you how I do it. So I've got my sour cream and my cream cheese, and I did a cup of each. I did not weigh my grapes, but I just bought a bunch of grapes, and if this isn't enough of the mixture to go in it, I'll just make more, but I think it'll be fine. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add sugar, and we're gonna add a half a cup of sugar in here. So that's exactly a half a cup. Next, I'm gonna add vanilla flavoring. I tell you all the time, this is my homemade vanilla flavoring. You can see the beans are in there. I love it. And I've got a video on that, and I'll link it in the description box in case you want to see it. I pour about a teaspoon. Like I say, I'm not real strict on my measurements because you can add or take away. You'll taste it and you'll see how you like it. And then we're gonna mix this up. I'm gonna change out the spoons where it won't make so much noise. but I'm gonna get all that goodness off of here. My sister-in-law gave me this little spatula. It's got a rooster on it. She gave it to me years ago. Thank you, Gloria. And I love it. It's about faded. I've used it so much. But all we're doing is we're just mixing all this up, mixing it together. We're gonna bring our grapes back into the picture. And we're gonna add this to our grapes. We're just gonna pour this in. And like I say, if the measurement on the recipe for your grapes is 4 pounds. If you want to weigh those, you can, and then you'll know how much of this to make. But I didn't do that. I'll know when I mix it all together. So all I'm gonna do is just mix this creamed mixture of sour cream, sugar, and cream cheese together with my grapes, and I think that's looking good. It looks perfect, actually, like the perfect amount. Now you can see how creamy this is, and that's why we have to have the softened cream cheese. Now, y'all know that sour cream's already a mixture that we could cream with anything. So that's the reason you have to have the softened cream cheese. And we just mix this together. This is so easy and so delicious. So now I'm just getting a bowl to put my grapes in, and I am going to add them in. My sister-in-law makes a grape salad. I don't know if this would be her recipe or not, but it is so good. But there we are. That's the grape salad. You can do this one of two ways. The next two items are brown sugar and nuts. I'm using chopped pecans. We're going to use like a little sprinkle of brown sugar. So you've probably figured out by me sprinkling the brown sugar on top that I'm using these last two items as a topping. And it makes it perfect. I like to do it this way myself. Now, if I were using the green grapes and the black where they showed through, I could also mix the nuts and the brown sugar right in the grape salad, and it would be beautiful and delicious. Grape salad. All there is to it. You want to put a few grapes on the top just for decoration. That would be pretty too. But isn't this pretty? So I'm going to put this in the refrigerator for at least an hour, and then we'll come back. I'm going to make some cornbread real quick. We'll come back and we'll do a taste test. So I have the grape salad in the refrigerator, and I thought it's Thanksgiving. Some of you might not have saw my cornbread videos. I have several on here, several different kinds. So I thought, well, I'm making supper actually. So I have cornbread froze in my freezer for Thanksgiving to make dressing, and we're gonna do that one day soon. So I thought, while I'm at it, in case you don't have cornbread, grape salad and cornbread, we will just go ahead and mix up some cornbread and show you how I do it. I make my best friend Vicky's cornbread, and it's funny, her family said that her recipe is not exactly like I make it. But Vicky showed me how. We didn't have a recipe that day, and it is delicious. If you haven't tried it, you need to try it. The first thing I do is grease my iron skillet really good. I've got my oven preheated at 500. I'm gonna set this aside. Now, I get a bowl. I cannot tell you exactly how much. I'll know when I see it. I wish I could just guess and tell y'all. So we like ours thin and crunchy. So I'm thinking maybe a cup and a fourth maybe. And this is like a 8-inch skillet. So while I've got my hand with the shortening on it, Vicky always said to just get a dollop of shortening and put it in here. And she just mixes it with her hands. That's why I took my rings off. I don't usually have my rings on when I cook anyway. I had just been somewhere. So, and we just want to mix it up like this. Let's see if I can show you. You want to mix it up till that shortening is like little peas. You've heard that before. So, and then we want buttermilk. She always says to use buttermilk. So let me get you down here where you can see the consistency when I mix it all together. And we do it all with our hands. You can see this makes a pretty good bowl of cornmeal. And I use the White Lily cornmeal mix. You can use whatever you like, but I do think if it's just cornmeal, you might need to add just a spoonful of flour to it. So we're just gonna mix this up with our hands, and we're gonna get it to the consistency of like cake batter. I'm just gonna mix it up. That is cold. I got my cornmeal out of the freezer, so it's pretty cold. So here's a trick that Vicki showed me that I don't know if it would make a difference or not using it, but I've always used it. Just a little smidgen of water. And I don't know what it does, but she always said her mama did that, and this is her mama's recipe. And you can see how smooth that makes it. I know that I'm gonna get some people that say, we've saw this cornbread 100 times. Well, you have, but somebody else might not have, and so that's what we're doing. Now, we don't like thick cornbread, we like it crunchy. So I'm gonna make sure I just add enough where it's gonna be crunchy cornbread, and I think that's enough. I'll save this other and we'll just fry it one day. It'll be good. I'll put it in the refrigerator. I love fried cornbread too. So as you can see, it doesn't move. It's thick enough to set in the pan. All right, now the oven's preheated in case I didn't tell you, 500 degrees. Yes, that's hot, but that makes a good crunchy cornbread. I don't know why my oven has a squeak to it, but it does. Sweet Hunter tried to fix it before his surgery, but it didn't work. So when he gets better, maybe he can work on that. Anyway, while our grape salad is in the refrigerator chilling and the cornbread is cooking, I've got pintos and cooked cabbage going for Sweet Hunter, and I guess I'll make some mashed potatoes or something. I'm gonna finish supper real quick, and I'm gonna wash these dishes. Oh yeah, y'all saw this before. Y'all know I love aprons. And this is my Grandma Cochran's. My mom gave me this apron way before she got sick. I love it. I think it's so pretty. Me and Mom made an apron one time and never finished it. I don't remember what style it was, but this has pockets. It's worn out. It has stains on it, but I love it just because it's my Grandma Cochran's. My Grandma Cochran made a lot of cakes at Christmas, and she cooked about every day. Some of my family had a furniture store right over the hill from where Grandma lived, and every day Grandma cooked a feast, and everybody would come as they got on their lunch break from working at the furniture store, because a lot of us worked there. But it was like Thanksgiving every day. And then at Christmas she made cakes and sold them just to make extra money. I mean, this was years and years ago, and her cakes were $35, $40. Now I think a cake is like $60. It's amazing. But that was her extra money, and and everybody, this is another thing I loved. It was my Uncle Odell's store, and it was called Bates Furniture. And when we would come in to eat at Grandma's house, and everybody did it, even some of the employees, and we would come like in shifts. We wouldn't all sitting down at the same time because the food would be on the table and you just eat it as you came in. But you would, well, most, I was a teenager, so I probably didn't do it, but my uncle and others that were older, they would leave a $5 bill like under the plate, and that enabled Grandma to buy her groceries. You know, back then groceries were a lot cheaper, but it's a sweet, sweet memory that goes along with this apron. I just think it's so pretty. I love to collect aprons, and I love because this has a memory with it. My mom gave it to me before she got sick, long before. Let me show you. This is how it ties. So I bet I could copy that pattern and make one just like it, because this one's getting threadbare. Mom gave me a quilt too, and it was stitched by my Grandma Cochran, and it's embroidered every state bird. There's one mistake, I think, on the quilt that nobody else would notice, but Grandma worried and worried about it. It was so pretty. I'll show you that one day too. It's beautiful. I think I've showed it before, but it's been years and years. A lot of times I show things and people don't go back and look at the old videos. But if you get some time over the holidays are coming up, you can go back and just look at my videos and just reminisce with me and see how the videos have changed and see how I've got older. But it's fun. I'm going to wash these dishes while the cornbread's in and the grape salad's in. Well, I'm pretty sure the cornbread's done, so I'm going to let you see it. So Vicki always told me that the browner you get the top, the crustier and browner the bottom is. So let's see. There you go. Why am I showing you cornbread when we're making grape salad today? We're fixing to make dressing for cornbread, or most of us are. Some of you may eat stuffing. So I take my cornbread probably the last 6 weeks, and whatever I have left over from supper, I put it in the freezer and I crush it up. And then I have my cornbread for my dressing. So I was making cornbread tonight, and I thought I'd just show you how, just in case you don't have frozen cornbread, and you can make you up some cornbread. It usually takes us about 5 or 6 pans of cornbread leftovers that I've had frozen to make our dressing, because we have a big family. So we're going to get ready to eat supper here, but first I'm going to do a taste test on the cornbread and the grape salad. Hey, look at this and say grape salad. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So pretty. Let's do a taste test. I'm going to first taste the cornbread. I want you to see how crunchy it is. It's not really that cool yet, but it is so crunchy. This is exactly like we would like it. Look at that. If I make it just like this, Sweet Hunter always says, that's the perfect cornbread. Still a little hot, but it's crunchy, and it's so good. So I'm not going to dish this out. I'm just going to use a spoon. Again, look at this grape salad. It is just beautiful. It's such a good dessert or salad. So it's just according to whatever you want to use it for. That is absolutely delicious. That is so good. Well, supper's ready for us. So before I go, I want to thank you all for watching, taking the time to watch, and subscribing, and sharing, and liking, and I love the comments. I don't always get to respond. I'm hoping to do better soon on that. But anyway, I really appreciate y'all more than you know. Happy Thanksgiving. Y'all go cook something.